Nothing on our loving. Maybe time told us that we were different. Did it break you down? Staring at the ceiling, fighting off a feeling. One more minute, 'cause I just don't wanna come down. I wanna go back to how I used to be. Fighting up the feeling. One more minute, 'cause I just don't wanna come down. I wanna go back to how I used to be. Looking past my reflection, thinking about what you mentioned. Nothing on my life, maybe time to just have a staring at the ceiling, fighting off the feeling. One more minute, 'cause I just don't wanna come down. I wanna go back to how I used to be. Staring at the ceiling, fighting up the feeling. One more minute, 'cause I just don't wanna come down. I wanna go back to how I used to be.
Things we keep inside. I know I'll be alright. I'll fight with will and time. Yeah, I won't lose mine. Wake up and every day told me a promise that I would make it one day as an artist. Music's the only thing keeping me honest. I know that I want it, I'm hoping I got it. Addicted to all this remotely melodic. See how some people become alcoholics. Addiction is real, but mine isn't as toxic. Although sometimes I feel a little psychotic. I know that I got it in me. Can't stop what's in me to the top. Believe me, I'm not resisting. It's all beginning. I'm all but willing to break the ceiling. Oh, take a chance and do it. Take a stance and prove it to yourself. Improving every day you're moving. Every day's a new one. Don't fear to lose one. Bounce back and move on. The things we keep inside. I know I'll be alright. I'll fight with will and time. I won't lose mine. Some days are my worst days, but every day is a work day. I fell in love with the wordplay. If it's a dream, then you're never really working. Now the tides are turning, and as I keep on learning, I only do what's worth it. Don't waste my time, 'cause I earned it. Never got rid of the thirst, so much it hurts. Listen to my words, everyone's the worst. That's why I'm immersed in my own universe. And I know it's a curse, probably put me in a hearse, but I still write a verse. Maybe time will reverse if I put in the work while everything hurts. Take a chance, make a plan, you can do it, yes you can. Take a stand in your land and command of your brand off. The things we keep inside. I know I'll be alright. I'll fight with will lose my mind. I'm losing my mind. Everything will be fine. Know that I'll be alright. That I'll be alright. I'm losing my mind. Everything will be fine. Know that I'll be alright. That I'll be alright. I'm losing my mind. Everything will be fine. Know that I'll be alright. That I'll be alright. I'm losing my mind. Everything will be fine. Know that I'll be alright. That I'll be alright. She's got me upside down again, just like a roller coaster. Never want it over now and again. You got me feeling closer. Time is moving slower now again. I don't wanna get older unless you're by my shoulder now and again. Just like a roller coaster, my stomach's turning over, yeah. She got me good, yeah, she got me bad, yeah, she got me feeling it now, a feeling I've never had. I'm falling hard, yeah, this ain't a fad, yeah, she got me feeling away. It's even better than that. To play around only for a minute. She be flirting back and now I'm feeling so addicted. I could go another round, never reach my limit. Think she got me falling now, yeah. She's got me upside down again, just like a roller coaster. Never want it over now and again. You got me feeling closer. Time is moving slower now again. I don't wanna get older unless you're by my shoulder now and again. Just like a roller coaster, my stomach's turning over, yeah. I sit and pray, yeah, every day, yeah, that when she's looking at me, her feelings are just the same. She lights me up, yeah, just like a flame, yeah. I wanna live for today and sweep her so far away. I all types of way, all times of day. I'm fine, but hey, she's mine. Okay, let's find a place, all kinds of space. Let's hide away, no time to waste. Yeah, like a merry-go-round, I'm feeling off the ground. She's got me upside down again, just like a roller coaster. Never want it over now and again. You got me feeling closer. Time is moving slower now again. I don't wanna get older unless you're by my shoulder now and again. Just like a roller coaster, my stomach's turning over, yeah.
There's nothing to remind me, but you're on my mind. And I can't shake the fact that every conversation just wanna bring up your name, stake my claim. With every drink, I feel the alcohol burning in my veins, and suddenly I hear myself say your name. I can't escape the fact that it's in my brain, ingrained. Why do I wanna tell everyone about us? Why do I want you so much?
Going through the smoke, walk. She's gonna go down. Walk 6 with the AW
position. Earthshaker's moving in as well. Echo Slam connects on the 2. Back row tired down as well.
Red always wins the brawl. Or can we cast the curse hit? Oh, there we go.
Lootbet.
It's amazing. The betting on esports. It's so cool. What's even better is when I can use Cash Out. Wait, you didn't know about Cash Out? Cash Out is when you can get your stake back even when your bet is going against you. Just one hit and your money is safe. So go to Lootbet to cash out now.
Hello folks, and welcome back to our final best of 3 of the day. It's Bluejays versus Team Secret. Of course, our upper bracket finals, I believe. One spot up for grabs. Of course, the Lootbet European Season 6. $50,000 on the line in that competition. To qualify, you just have to win a best of 3. Danny, of course, here to take you for the ride along with myself. Flakes, looking forward to seeing how this plays out. Danny, what are your thoughts?
Well, this is a very peculiar matchup because, just talking about the map pool real quick. So the first one, we do have the pick of Bluejays, that's going to be Overpass. Then we have Train as the next map, the pick of Secret. And the third one, if it's going to be necessary, will be in fact Inferno. But the one interesting thing is that Bluejays, you know, they're a new roster that's recently established. So we don't even know their map pool, to be honest. But they decided to go for this map pick. In the case of Secret, they played it once, and they've lost it. It was against Copenhagen Flames in the Flashpoint European Closed Qualifier. Whereas the second one as well, we have no track record of either team playing that map, so it's going to be weird. I'm certain that this is going to be very interesting Counterstrike at display, but here we go, folks. Overpass it is. Now, Team Secret, we've seen them play 3 maps against their opposition, Team Singularity. Can't really say that were the most convincing of victories, but you know, Bluejays, person to them, they were able to dismantle, say, the Mustang Crew roster in a more formidable fashion than their Danish counterparts. Let's see, Team Secret, very quickly, very early, a straight-up commitment on the B-bomb set, already taking full presence, not a single player to find, and the bomb plant will be imminent.
You don't see these every day. It's the 5-on-5 retake and the boost into heaven as well. I love to see this. Blackroot getting himself straight through the smoke. Things are allowed to get quite messy for the Bluejay side in a second. They don't realize what's coming. Already one down, second in line. There you find it. Blocker. Num actually going on quite a tear. He gets back-to-back headshots. Make it to 3. The trifecta. Make it to 4, in fact. Num. Absolute ruckus there on the B site. Makes the retake possible single-handedly.
That's so weird, considering Team Secret, they have the advantage in that situation to meet. First of all, they're able to get themselves a 5v5 post plant, and here they have control of heaven. They don't even have to peek anymore. What they can try to do is just wait for the players to get out in the open, and then you can punish them. Now, it would make a lot of sense, you know, to see their perspectives, you know, look back to VOD and see what went wrong, to be more precise. But yeah, it's just very weird that it went down the way it did. Team Secret losing the first pistol, but in all fairness, it's not that bad. They lost the pistol, but they got the bomb plant, and they've got the rifles out already.
Looks like Secret are taking a sensible stance here, which is just group up together, work through long. Spotted by Patrick, though, who immediately opts for the smoke frag grenade combo. That should be a bit of early damage. Chance at a kill, actually, if they're not careful. He just nips at their heels through that smoke. But most importantly, he has basically halted the advance of Secret as they try to get themselves a lot of early long control. Now they're going to be a lot more reliant on what they can do towards mid, perhaps looking towards toilets. Heck, even start thinking about connector as well. Effectively drives a full reset on what Secret were doing on their T side, which is beneficial for Bluejays. It gives them chances to set themselves up a little bit. You can see, though, they've got very little resources allocated towards B. That's a little concerning, but thankfully, just as we talk about it, the resources do begin to rotate back in. You've got, obviously, Num there, and I believe Blocker as well.
already sneak past through the monster area. Are Bluejays aware of it? Looks like the R does down eventually. You see some trade frags coming through. Team Secret still have the edge. Tutson now with the second one. Now they have control of the bomb site. Just some more pieces to eliminate. And Dreamer, can he stack the bomb plant? No, he cannot. But at least he can eliminate the bomb planter. Now it's a 2v2. Percy, Deagle in hand, waiting for the players to get as close as they possibly can. And our guest, though, kind of there to support him. They have somewhat of a crossfire setup, and there's the one tap. And our guest now looking for the player. He drops his AK-47 for some odd reason. And now Dreamer left in a 1v1. Is he expecting Person to be up short? He should, though. No kit, and he's basically won this one. First, he's gonna go in for the peak. He knows that there's no way in the world Dreamer can possibly win it. And that's the victory here for Team Secret, but that was weird. I've got it there. Yes, how that AK-47 just slips out of his hands.
You got to look at Tudson there. I mean, what an absolute hero. Don't get me wrong, they got the jump on Bluejays by just being able to get on the site, but Tudson is the one that saves that round. Bluejays did have a lot of players ready to go down in sort of water and in the backlines through Graffiti and Heaven to contest Team Secret, but Tudson was the main player that got it all done. Every duel he took was a decisive victory.
That was some great injured frag there coming in from Tudson. Comes in through Monster with the crew, but is the one that does the most amount of damage in that round and puts Team Secret at, a very winnable position. Obviously, props to him. And well, that victory is quite important because that wrecks the Bluejays' economy. They have to go for the force play here, and it's not great in terms of weaponry, but clearly, Scout's gonna get some headshots in. That's the first kill, and so the two players at long will consider to retreat. That's probably the best option to go about it. And Team Secret, what will they do at this point? They've lost a man, but it's a 4 versus 4. The terrorists kind of have a bit of an edge in this sense. And Bluejays, how just are they stacking the A bomb site right now?
Yeah, it seems like they made just a conscious decision to stack A, gamble it, and then rotate over towards B if that becomes a problem. They've actually rotated back towards Heaven now, looking down on towards the B side, but not holding anyone on the site itself. So at least they'll have the visibility, but not really going to work out. Now they just have to make the decision of do they want to fight this at all, because they could quite easily just walk away, save the 2 rifles, save the Deagle and the Kevlar, and be quite happy with that, to be honest. I don't think that's a bad thing. Yeah, that's what they're going to do as well. I think that's a smart decision. I don't see them being able to do much on the site itself here.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. Might as well sustain from heavier casualties. Maybe that Scout is going to come in handy the next round. Or that Deagle of Patrick, who knows? Dreamer, he's got a defuse kit as well as the FAMAS. That's some equipment that's worth salvaging. Keep it. It might come in handy for this upcoming round where the remaining Bluejay side simply can't afford the investment. Just going to have to play on pistols. So at least they have some firepower by their side, even though it may be negligible. It may not make the most amount of impact, but at least that's something.
Curious to see Bluejays now get into a full buy in round 5, because I want to know if that pistol round was just one opportunity for them to show off and that will be it, or if we're going to see some real fight out of them, because Secret have looked really solid in the few rounds that we have seen. Obviously, we imagine this will be fairly quick and easy. Round 5 is going to be the meaty one now, as it will be that full buy opportunity for the CT side. Perhaps Streamer can do something here, though. I mean, he's the only one with weaponry, so the only one to expect something from, but I don't think that'll change the outcome too much.
Yeah, probably not at this point. I think that's gonna happen because Bluejays, that's one Scout that's down and out. Still have Dreamer on the FAMAS, sure, but we require one player to step up huge in this point. And if Team Secret, they decide to hit one of the bomb sites, for example, the A side, all they have to do is just have some teamwork, not necessarily like use all their utility, that would be more than enough to overwhelm the side. But the way they're positioning right now, yeah, why not use your grenades? You have your disposal, but be careful because clearly Blue Jays can sting. Red Star, that's a nice little kill with the Deagle. Percy's going to begin to move on up here. And again, yeah, turrets moving on the side. Tutson is coming in. Where are his teammates? They're taking sweet time to join him. They finally do so, and some damage has been dealt. Two players go down for Team Secret. Not a lot, but considering the investment from Blue Jays that was non-existent, that's definitely a salvage, for Blue Jays. You come into this round, you got your USBs, you got the one scout, you got one from us, you get 2 kills out of it. That's really not that bad.
Tudson's like one of those futuristic military AI turrets that just spins around and just annihilates anything in its path. Like, so far, the start of this game has just been him running in and getting headshots. I actually really hope it continues, because it's great to see. I mean, he literally takes the most audacious of duels and just wins them hands down.
Oh, almost wins that one as well. Shame doesn't get him a Dreamer, but that Molotov being forced out, that could have been the opportunity for Tutson to come in with a peek and maybe eliminate Dreamer. Yeah, Untrue Frag does not go their way just yet. And Team Secret will eventually commit. The way they're deploying their grenades does seem likely. Could be smooth, but one Flatchero goes down eventually here to Numb. Tutson has arrived here to do heavy lifting. If it presents itself, he's going to be going down. Percy, nice spray there on the 2 players, but of course, him being left in that 1 versus 5, it just such a inevitable task for him that eventually he had to go down at some point. And it looks like we're going to have somewhat of a more maybe back and forth approach here because Team Secret as well don't really have too much money to work with. I mean, yeah, they're going to go for the purchase here, but the winner of this round will more or less force their opponent to go on an eco. So this is another quite important round to take. It doesn't matter if you're Blue Jays or Team Secret. This is a win worth having.
Definitely going to be a testing round. Secret, perhaps trying to use a bit of pace in this one. I think the problem in the previous was that they got out sort of started going towards B and then kind of stalled for a few minutes. And basically allowed Blue Jays to completely rotate into position before then making the push and pushing it to 3-4 players who are all lined up, knowing exactly where you're coming from. It's very difficult, a tough sell. That said, long play now. The avenue of attack here for the T side, and it works out wonderfully. Tudson covering off long with the AWP as his teammate clears toilets. Then they look towards long, get that second pick as well. They all group up towards mid. I imagine we'll start to see either a crunch towards A, or they'll regroup completely and look elsewhere. But I like to see something off of this rather than just continuing to take these one-on-ones. Blocker already finding Flatshroom as he begins to bring things back into a more achievable spot for Blue Jays. As it seems like the B-side will be the target. Numb finding one, looks for a second, quick trade. That's what you like to see. The B-site successfully overtaken. Synopsy then swings out, forces the next kill on Dreamer, and job done as Percy finds the headshot on Blocker.
Very true. Shot done here by Team Secret. We're going to kick things off as well. Johnson, who else? Not him. To go in for that monster peak. Just like to see at the end of it all, that is very important for Team Secret to find that success here in the B bomb set. And just like I mentioned earlier, that round winner resets the opponent's economy, and that is exactly what has happened here for Blue Jays. It's simply not enough when perish because of it. One Flatcher going for the spray. Now, if players would have decided to go for the quick push down short, they would have eaten up those bullets. Oh, now Synapsy spraying with the M4 doesn't really connect to a kill, though, oddly. The numbers game is still good for Blue Jays, oddly enough. And now it looks like they're just going to continue on to roam around the map as a 5-man unit, looking where they can decimate some more terrorist opposition they can find.
See if Percy can maybe be a one-man army here. Takes the duel towards long, but yeah, why not give it a go? Maybe the 5th as well. But Blocker's going to go and serve it up on a plate for him. Trying to chase him down. There we go. It's like Blocker was hungry. It's like, I'm going to give you the ace. Just come in.
Let me be in the highlight.
To be fair, they have literally lined up for him there. That man just played bowling.
Yeah, all he had to do was just press mouse 1.
He just had to keep it online, straight target, all 4 kills fall into his lap. That's what you love to see.
Yeah, that's the beauty, isn't it? Sometimes the big plays come in without you doing much. Just the opponents that is appearing in your crosshairs, you just pop some heads and, oh wow, I've won my team the round. Here we go. Looks like we saw some early attempt of aggression by Bluejays, but the player decided to retreat from his early fountain position, and it's understandably why. He was out there by his lonesome. If he ends up dying, that's certainly an early edge for Team Secret, so might as well stay alive. Just by staying alive, you remain a new tier for Team Secret because it's a 5v5 and 1 flasher. Wow, he just gonna walk on through his smoke like it's nothing. That is
He's a man on a mission.
Risky move to make. Oh, well, his mission so far has been a success. Like, he hasn't died, and he's gathering valuable information. That's good.
I wonder if they'll be able to see anything here. It really depends on just timing. Ooh, I think you just saw him.
Just a
that would have been tight. He might not have catched it because he just turned away.
Oh, very close right now. No one really wants to give the edge for the other side. In the case of Team Secret, something tells me eventually will prompt to go towards the A-bomb site. They still have the utility to throw down the smoke grenades over the A-bomb site and smoke a wall so they can actually get the bomb down. Still quite easy to eliminate the players in bank, but obviously that one Molotov would do. Guy Optimus Prime, though, oh, he wasn't in position. Oh, he would have been in position earlier, Patrick. That's suddenly a very powerful spot to be playing from, but because he dies so quickly, that basically means it. Bluejays can't really even attempt the retake because it's so difficult.
Yeah, they just got completely forced off the site, right? Now they have to accept the save. And that's quite a crucial round to give up, because we're at a crossroads here. This either stays that kind of close game that we saw early on, or Team Secret start to build up a healthy lead and effectively start running away with it. And that's kind of what we're going to see now. 6-2. The writing on the wall is not looking positive for Bluejays here on their CT side. We need to see at least 4 or 5 rounds from them if they want to really be able to stand up in that second half.
Yeah, I agree with that because Bluejays really need to get more rounds. Best possible scenario would be acquiring 9, 7 in a row. So far, that seemed like a fairy tale more than anything. And now, with their economical status as well, the Bulgarians have barely any money remaining in their bank accounts. What they will have to play with is their pocket change. $3,000 for each. That's gonna allow you to get some of those upgraded pistols out, the armors as well. That's about it, really. So Team Secret, another good opportunity to pick up yet another round and obviously continue on their winning streak, which so far is looking very good for them. They're looking very solid here in their opponent's map pick, all things considering.
Pistols just wandering around at this point, hiding in the shadows, hoping they can maybe snap someone up. Looks like they might be able to collapse on a one poor soul in connector, but unlikely. That's Hudson's looking like he might at least give them a fight, but they're just going to completely disappear off into T-spawn. Don't imagine they'll be facing an Arcade anytime soon either.
Probably not at this point, but they might face a Quattro. Ooh! So his knife out at the worst possible time. But ladder B. There's a flash. There's no kill though. Going up the ladder would be a very risky move, so keeping free players alive, that's what we're going to do to that cash flow to remain, and that's a big scalp. That's one player going down, and the second one though. Already then, Team Secret picking up that 7th round right now. Looking good here on the terrorist side of Overpass, without a doubt. They can be quite happy of their accomplishment thus far. And the great thing is, though, this isn't the end of the first half. They'll have 5 rounds remaining, so this could still turn any way. You know, you might think that, yeah, so far this is a great scoreline for Team Secret, but maybe this is the opportunity where Blue Jays can begin to bounce back, and maybe they can start equalizing things in their favor. Oh, what happened there?
Oh, yeah. Aye, Red Star, my friend. That's not what you need to be doing. I think it takes a frag grenade and the molly at the same time, and it's just timing, unfortunately. What a way to lose a man earlier. I mean, this round is just a complete train wreck at the moment, to be honest. Numb down to 13 HP. Patrick at least wins the duel towards long. That slows things down somewhat, but also gives up his position. He needs a rotation and needs its stats. At least they're on the 3-on-3. Opens up some sense of chance here for the CT side, but what a flashbang, perfectly timed. Numb now isolated towards Truck. They know where he's playing, they know what he's got, which is important, because we're not going to be seeing anything wild through the smoke with the AWP. Instead, they just play it passive. They wait for the smoke to fade, force the frag, and that leaves just Dreamer, one man standing, up against 3. Absolute destruction here from Team Secret.
Yeah, this was undeniably a very good start that not a lot of teams are capable of having. Caught out. Yeah, the thing is though, I mean, the early Molotov kill, then Reds, who was it from the side of Team Secret? I believe it might have been Juan Platro, one of the two, who ended up peeking short, picking up a second guy as well. Like, that is a stellar start. That already forces the players that are playing on the A bomb side to rotate towards B, because that's where you're expecting the hit to take place. And because that rotation comes in, that makes the A side defensive weaker, and Team Secret could have just chosen whichever side they wanted to finally commit on. If it was the A side, it kind of looked scary at first because Patrick was given a simple one-on-one duel. He won that. It's a good thing that Blue Jays, you know, what shall I say, Team Secret, eventually as they committed to the bomb site, they used their flashbangs, they used their utilities, smoked off the player at Optimus Prime, did have a successful round win. So props to them. Blue Jays, though, things are looking pretty dire here. That smoke grenade, Red Star hears a lot of footsteps on the other side. I thought he was gonna go for a sneaky little push. No, he's gonna hold his ground. On Flatro, should be very careful about players in connector.
I wonder if this boost works out for them. Might be out of spot. If they look to the left. Oh, blocker! Oh, he had to double take it. He had a flick to it. Did that classic Counterstrike move where you check a corner but you haven't actually checked it. So he has to double back for it. Thankfully, he does get the kills he needs. And the CT side from there, easy pickings.
Well, easy pickings to the B-bomb side, but here the A side has fallen. That's an opportunity for Team Secret to plant the bomb. That's pretty good. That's pretty nuts.
Surely they don't lose this. Sure, after all of that, surely they don't lose this.
No. That should not be the case. Percy going for the engagement, though. The bomb isn't planted in the most optimal position. That's the important thing, though. Percy overlooking Bank, looking for the early engagement here. The big problem here for Blue Jays is that they do not have kits. That means they really got to hurry up right now. Oh! Honor kills for like 10 seconds, and I think they're gonna do it. Yeah, that's gonna be defuse coming in there for Blue Jays, but that was a wild flick there, Undercast. Like, that was something out of this world.
See that little double take he had to do though, where he's flicked to the left, but he's not really checked it. But the classic, oh, my crosshair went there, so therefore I checked it sort of moment. That is painful to watch. I mean, thankfully, they get the round. Look at this flick. This was meaty.
Yeah. What? They didn't even see the... I mean, he sees the guy in his crosshairs first, but then he's out of it, and he still flicks it. That's so sick. Fine shooting from Underkaz, and finally an opportunity for Blue Jays to get back into this game. Get themselves a round win. seem to be such a huge absence of rounds. See if they can string this to come. Well, that's what we're looking for. Good nade there on the noggin of Blocker. He's going to feel that one in the morning, and they're going to go for a bit of a boost.
They love the boost, don't they, on this B site?
They do, but they're not going to go for it.
They've made all the noise, though, that they were going for it, which means that Tudson and Co. know exactly what's going on in B. They should ideally know. But there are some folks heavily in water here. Starts to take the fight. Tudson with one already. That's the header Num hitting the deck. This is such a crucial round for Blue Jays because if they fall this, effectively all they've done is put themselves on even more of a back foot as their economy's a bit of a mess. You've got 3 players doing incredibly well and then 2 players with nothing left.
Yeah, that's very true right now. The economy game is not as strong, but gotta make a deal with it. And with one player going down here for the side of Team Secret, at least something goes in favor of Blue Jays. But now with 30 seconds remaining, Team Secret really gotta hurry up right now. And Juan Flatro is the only man responsible for the offense. Where are his teammates? They're finally joining him at the push. But where is Red Star? He's here in bank. He's stuck here in bank. Oh, he's gonna go down. Now that's an opportunity Team Secret were looking for. Another boost. Blocker. See anyone from the opposition. They're well hidden. We can see that Blocker might try to start a guy at default. Yes, he does, but he goes down because of it. But Juan Flatcher and Co. are still alive here, and Patrick and Dreamer. So the 2 boys want to try and go for this one. They need some rounds, so you can't really blame them. Molotov for Optimus Prime, gonna force out one player out of position. Oh, where's the double peek? Not necessary. The Molotov gets the job done. The Dreamer, oh, he's losing HP fast, and he does go down eventually. Juan Flatro wins it for the side of Team Secret. 9 already. It's turning out to be like a very good half here for the T side, but for Blue Jays, the one saving grace is that, you know, the previous round they won, they had players alive, so they have money to invest here. So it's not like they're economically screwed, as it might have been in the old days of Counterstrike.
It's totally unrelated, but I love how Percy that entire round was just chilling in connector. And that entire retake just sat in connector, just doing his thing, over in toilets, just relaxing. Meanwhile, his teammates having a fight to the death on the A site, as you do. Obviously, in reality, he's covering off in case there's that rotator coming through, but very committed to covering that flank, that's for sure.
100%.
It does feel like right now, at least on this map, just based on what we've got right in front of us, that we're looking at 2 different tiers of competition right now. In the most respectful way possible. Blue Jays have had a couple of nice moments, but all things considered, Team Secret has schooled them in nearly every way. And majority of these rounds have been fairly clear-cut. I mean, there's always a couple of nice opportunities for them to go big, but generally, Secret just seem to be able to get it done every time.
It might have been a bit more close at the beginning, but now it's very good.
I mean, case in point,
Percy.
look at Percy go. I mean, he's literally just shut both those players down on the rotate. Even with the opportunity from the frags they found on the site as well, it just so quickly went from this is a possibility for Blue Jays to there's nothing they can do. I mean, look at that. That is absolutely just... He's outclassed them.
He has. And I now agree with your notion of the witnessing 2 different tiers of Counter-Strike, because Blue Jays, they just haven't been in this matchup for so long, it seems like. Yes, initially at the very start, we witnessed some Blue Jays rounds going in their favor, but right now it's just not, it feels like it's just not meant to be. Nothing seems to be really going their way, and now that the first half is coming to a close, yeah, they have to invest. Yeah, it's not great. At least there's something to work with. Flatro, of course, Molotov gonna force out position. He has to peek, and he's gonna die. So I'm surprised he doesn't win the game duel against Patrick. A low HP Patrick for that matter, so that should be a victory for him. He gets it. Players in connector will shut him down. But now Team Secret, I mean, they have information. They know there are 2 players on the B bomb side, so might as well pick up the bomb and head towards A. That's an option, but you know, the problem is quite far away from the A bomb site, so a lot can change by the time they get there. So yeah, I now see the reasoning why they decided to slow down and still keep on playing the pace they've been playing thus far.
This is such an important CT round, though, for Blue Jays. They need to get everything they can get at this point, because knowing the T side of Overpass is already at 10, that's a huge problem. So Blocker has to get that kill. Oh, boy. Thankfully, Dreamer will trade. That leaves Anarchez now 1v2. Has to pull off something magical with the AWP here. Natural first thing is to get the smoke down, get the plant. Trying to get caught by Numb. In fact, he lands a shot of a lifetime. Oh my goodness. Anarchez, buddy. Team Secret are just dancing all over Blue Jays right now. I mean, this is their map pick. You're supposed to be prepared. This is your chance to show off, get that map in the bag, and a great start in the best of 3, but it's just not going their way. The talent of the Secret lineup is absolutely class right now. T-side, 11 rounds on the board. This is a train wreck for Blue Jays.
But I mean, can you actually be prepared for a play like that? And our guest just did, finds the first kill on the guy that was coming in from Connector, as well as spins around and eliminates the player on site. You can prepare as much as you want, but sometimes Lady Luck just says no. Big NO to you and your team. Blue Jays just not having any of it here on the first half of Overpass. Whereas for Team Secret, it's looking stellar. We're seeing frags left, right, and center on different parts of the map as well. Just showing us that these individuals are more than willing to go out of their way, look for the opening frags, and the surprising thing is they're actually winning them. Just not really the case for Blue Jays.
I think that's a really good point, is that it's not even that Team Secret are setting themselves up well, which, to be fair, we have seen some really great positioning from them as a team in the way they've executed sites and so on, but also that they are just winning the individual duels. Whether they're fighting over on B in a 1v1 or taking a mid-peak, it is just going the way of Team Secret nearly every time, and I think that's an important point as well, because there's only so much you can do if you're just losing every fight. This map right now was not looking like it's theirs to win. At least an even scenario here, a shot to defend themselves, but again, the minute they approach the site, Percy with one Flatro with the second, and leaves just Dreamer in a 1-on-3. How quickly it goes from an even scenario to completely out of favour for Blue Jays. It's the click of the fingers. That's all it takes.
Well, Dreamer, he has to go for this one. There's really no other option. He has to go out there, try to win this one for the team. No kit. Just a lot of HP and a dream, and not gonna happen. 12 rounds here for Team Secret. This is a really stellar half. I did not expect to be this dominating, considering the initial first rounds we witnessed. We saw some Blue Jays rounds going their way, and I thought, okay, Blue Jays, this is their map pick. You can see them still making this work. The scoreline at one point was 2-3, and ever since then, I mean, Team Secret have just pedaled to the metal. They've kept the show rolling, and they've kept this game going. 12 rounds. Incredible.
Kept the show rolling. I think they want to get the show over and done with. If it keeps going to this pace, this is going to be an hour-long best of 3.
Maybe. I mean, so far, you can't really blame them. They're doing a stellar job at just being awesome and great at Counterstrike.
See if the second half perhaps will be their saving grace. It has to be said, the 12 round CT side overpass. You are loving it if you're Team Secret right now.
Oh yeah. It could be, at this point, even if they lose the first pistol, the gun round, it's still not going to be that much of an impact, I'd say, because they have so many rounds in the bank. They can take a few losses. For them, it's not going to be a huge deal, because basically, like 4 gun rounds, that's what they have to win, and they have shown us they're more than capable of winning gun rounds. It will be a different beast, so to speak, on the CT side of Overpass than it was on the T side, but I think for a team like Secret, they're going to be happy that now they're on the CT side, all they got to focus on, raw aim. They've got that. They can absolutely win the duels, and well, oh, that's a nasty surprise now, isn't it? You're thinking, right, let's clear out Connector. Oh, there's a certain Anarchez just blowing my brains, and Tutson as well. They don't even see where the players are coming from. They're getting wrecked.
This is just straight uncut annihilation. Dreamer clawing for a frag at this point towards Graffiti. Maybe he has access to the B site, and he will find Synopsy there, so that allows for a plant in the smoke. So we'll have to see the 4-on-2 retake here, but Percy then already finding Dreamer means Patrick. He's got to do it all himself. Can he make it happen? The answer is no. A flurry of bullets to be let rip on towards Tudson, but in the end, it's Tudson and Team Secret that come out victorious. The second pistol in the bag as they go 13-3.
Getting just a little bit closer to their goal, which is the victory here. Victory here in the best of 3, but right now they're going to focus it small goal, just a victory here in the first map, which seems to be very plausible at this point. We'll see if the trend continues, though. Yeah, just baby steps, you know. Though I'd say for Team Secret, these are more like big mad steps, Bigfoot steps. How well they've been playing so far. 13-3. And yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I want to see if the trend continues because Bluejays gone for the force buy. They've got a very good idea about this one. Look at this. They're going for the B-side commitment and only one Synopsis here and try and stop him. Problem is, he can't do it all by himself. He will need backup, and the backup is arriving very quickly from short. Oh, they've been smoked off though, so they're not going to find any impact. So for Bluejays, so far so good. Bomb down, one player down. No worries. They can still make this work.
This is happening. It seems so. Patrick with a good kill there. This might be a thing. Percy will drop down, but he'll be traded. Tudson put in a bit of work as well. Leaves it on him just on the one-on-one. Is he going to get straight on the defuse? The answer is no. He forces the fight to go numb. There's your answer. It's not happening. Well, it's going to be tight, actually, but I think they've just got the defuse.
Yeah. There we go. That's what I'm talking about as well. Bluejays, they actually chose the right strategy as well. I mean, they hit the B bomb side just at the right time as Team Secret decide to change up their setup. You know, not like 2 players on the B bomb side, but put only 1 player up heaven. The other 4 individuals were looking to go for early engagements towards the fountain area. They didn't find a single player, but they were still very swift enough to come in for the rotations. It was quite a gruesome exchange there on the B bomb side. A lot of trade frags, no one really having a clear advantage until it all comes down to that 1v1 duel, mano a mano, to which Team Secret does come out on top in. And I wonder if Team Secret will make a mistake here. I think they do because they're not expecting another investment here from Bluejays. Look at this. They even have capable players with AK-47s, but is it going to matter too much? Percy, oh, that's so good. The anticipation is there, and he finds another kill. Red Star, his teammates are down and out. It's all up to him or nothing. There we go. Gets it on the first try. Not the second, though.
It's unfortunate because it feels like even when Bluejays do get extended an olive branch, they're unable to really jump on it because immediately they just get traded back somewhere else on the map. So even with a good pick here and there, someone else always gives that up, and it just gives them no room to really get going on their T-side. I think this is going to be a write-off, and they're going to have to really mentally reset going into this second map and try and bring it back. It's going to be a tough one, but it wouldn't be the first time we see it.
Oh, definitely not, but, oh, that's pretty lucky for incentive. See, that maybe is the start they were looking for. Look at this, out of nowhere, a flurry of frags. Dreamer as well chiming in. Well, it took them a while, but it looks like Bluejays will be in a position to pick up the 4th round finally here in Overpass. It is going to be also a very convincing victory without losing a single player thus far. And Arquez is obviously on the different part of the map, and he knows, I mean, he simply cannot win it. What he can do, on the other hand, is try to keep that AWP of his. Keeps the up, that's good, because his teammates won't have any money at their disposal, so it might take a few ecos, or maybe a force buy and an eco, until Team Secret can finally get back into the saddle with proper weaponry.
Where was this 20 rounds ago, boys? Really hoping this might be the beginning of Bluejays. I mean, they definitely left it a little bit late to start their resurgence, but better now than never, right?
Yeah, because you remember yesterday's game? We actually saw the one team that was able to pull off the impressive comeback was in fact Bluejays. I remember it was against the Mustang Crew. Mustang Crew were up 13-4 on Mirage. And, you know, Bluejays, they were on the CD side, but they were able to grind their way through, you know, slowly but surely, picking up round after another. And not only didn't need to even put us in overtime, they were able to close it out like 16-13 or 16-14. That was really impressive from the Bluejays side. I did not think that a roster of their caliber is capable of doing such a feat. So let's see if they can do it on overpass, their own map pick. Hudson though, oh yes, that's not a good start for Bluejays. That's one player going down. Numb losing a significant amount of health. And if you're Bluejays, this is not the start you're looking for. Can't say I'm a very big fan that the offensive has been split up, so now we're gonna see the players try and group up and hit the bomb side. Percy, it's perfect. Picks up 47 for his troubles.
Yeah, I guess the AK without even being challenged there. It's going to be a huge help for this push as CSGO continue to get these trade kills. But there we go. The flurry of frags of Bluejays puts it firmly in favor. And the one player left is, unfortunately, Tudson. 4 HP in a dream. Not going to happen. Bluejays, they make a good start. Got to keep in mind, Team Secret spent every cent going into that last round. So they're still almost looking and feeling comfortable. I think they need to step back for a second and actually realize that they might start to be contested soon. So they don't want to let this one get too quickly out of control. So a save now would make sense. And go into your next buy round and get it done.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for right now. Just to get the real weapons out. Once they got the big guns, they can actually deal some damage, or maybe even this round. There's one player going down with the USB, but overall, I like the fact that Bluejays are able to mop things up. There's one more player remaining in the form of Percy, who actually gets killed here. Oh, dealing damage on Patrick? No. No need for the 1v3 now, Percy. Let's do these things the right way. The real guns, get out the M4s, get the op in the hands of Anarchaz. And let's see if Team Secret can still hold on to their CD defensive, or will Bluejays continue on their streak?
They've made a good start at it, haven't they? I mean, they're up to 6 now, so it's already looking much better from them. They just have to keep it going. The problem they'll have is a comeback at 14-6 would be nice, because it gives that little round of buffer. What you've got now is you've got no room for mistake. One individual mistake could be enough to put it over the line, so it becomes an extremely high pressure environment. Thankfully, so far so good. They've even got as far as to win the Orb Duel in mid there. Monarquez falling very early on for Team Secret. Already starts to force them to have to adjust their setup slightly, moving 3 players over towards A. I think for the solo B player, Synopsy.
He's gonna have an aim duel. Oh, Blocker still checks him. I didn't really think initially he would have gone for the check, because Percy began firing off his shots. Realized there's an opponent on the other side, and look at this. Bluejays winning some very important aim duels right now. Some very good timings working out for them, catching some of these Team Secret players. And now that's all up to Tutson on the same bomb side. There's a lot of players coming in, and he needs to win a lot of game fights. Oh, he wins them both. This is massive right now. Tutson for the 3rd. Now all he has to do is just wait for 2 more. But where is Synopsy? He's still sticking around there, lingering in connector, hoping for the rotation to come through. But looks like Bluejays fully want to commit to the bomb side. Tutson goes down, and now Synopsy has to chime in. Will the bomb be planted? Can Synopsy try and stop him? As he throws down the flashbang, will they expect the player to come from this position? 20-ish seconds. And let's see. Bomb's going to be planted in a safe position, and yeah, now they know where Synopsy is coming from, so he's going to have a difficult task ahead of him, because he needs to find them both. He does not have a lot of time to go on for the defuse. He has no kit. You must be very, very precise. Go in for the kills. 2 players playing this one somewhat far back. It's Synopsy. Yes, he's one down the stairs. Gets him. Now he has to stick the defuse, and looks like that's what he's going to do it. Nope, Dreamer coming in with the kill. Oh, Dreamer's going to get him. Poor Synopsy, though, I mean, he had to make that one swift. He needed to win both of the aim duels as quickly as he could, because obviously he had no kit, so he had to hurry up as quickly as he could.
Why did Synopsy not rotate over about 30 seconds earlier, though? He sat on the B site for so long.
Oh, but that's the thing.
Meanwhile, Tudson's having a 1v3.
True, but I see the reasoning behind it as well, because he was playing close by connector. So the whole point was the fact that a guy like Tudson was able to eliminate 3 players on the A bomb site should have deterred the further aggression from Blue Jays. He was hoping, right, they're probably going to come in with a rotation through connector on the B bomb site. That's what he was waiting for. Problem is, it never came. If it would have, chances are they're not expecting a CD to be in connector, and that probably is the round win for Team Secret. But so you saw that played out a little bit differently. Tudson eventually does get dropped to the A bomb site, and Blue Jays secure yet another round win.
Definitely a tough call, I think, but that leads them here. Synopsy makes it stick with the Deagle, catching first blood here, but it's just pistols in play for Team Secret. CZ, not the ideal weapon of choice. I imagine Tudson might be under pressure here. If he plays peekaboo with a door, might find himself on the receiving end of a Deagle. Not bad from an Arquez to find that frag on Numb, though. Quick P250 tap. If an Arquez wins the duel and connector, this might actually be possible with Percy putting in the work on site.
That's the thing, you know, putting on the work on side. If you get that Deagle one tap, for sure, it suddenly becomes a much more winnable round. But in this world, in this reality, it's not gonna happen. I mean, 1v2, Arquez, no armor, gets actually the first kill, though. Needs to really hurry up to find the kill on Patrick. Yeah, does have a few more seconds remaining, and even though he gets the frag on Patrick, I mean, Anarquez just simply doesn't have enough time, so he can hope to win the duel against Patrick, but even then, he can make 7 higher priority. Patrick, that is some very good anticipation. I bet that the guy will make the retreat through connector. Overall, it's not a more expensive round, I guess you could say, but Patrick is dirty.
This is wild. Some of the scenarios we're seeing here are crazy. The Pistols making it close, that's for sure. But Blue Jays are keeping it rolling. They're up to 8 now. This comeback looking really quite something. Still a long way to go. They basically got to double what they've already just done. And given just how close things have been, that's 2 one-on-ones we've seen. I'd still say there's a good chance here for Secret, but only time will tell. Lovely boost here from Tudson. I do like this. This might give them an opportunity. Just comes down to if they use that flash or if they just walk out. Ooh, the timing. That's unfortunate. Num nearly got away with it, but he just flicked back at the right time.
That's the kill you're looking for if you're Team Secret. Absolutely. So far, the aim duels haven't been going their way. You know, Blue Jays has been very successful at winning the opening fights. Now Tudson still stays close by the B-bomb side. There's a couple grenades coming through. None of them really going to do any significant damage on Tudson, and he will not retreat. He will still hold his ground, wait for more players. He goes in for double scope, and he still gets one more. One player remaining. Red Star does go down eventually. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it. 16-8 here for the first map. Team Secret take their sweet time, but they're able to close it out here in a very convincing fashion after having a dominating 12-3 half. So that means with the first map being over, we're going to be heading over to Train. That's the second map of the best of 3, so stay tuned.
Betting on esports. It's so cool. What's even better is when I can use Cash Out. Wait, you didn't know about Cash Out? Cash Out is when you can get your stake back even when your bet is going against you. Just one hit and your money is safe. So go to Lootbet to cash out now.
Hello folks and welcome back to a second map in our best of 3 thriller between Bluejays and Team Secret. The first, well, it was an absolute disaster. Bluejays were trounced. They made a final attempt at a quick comeback, but Team Secret, they were on 15 rounds. They made it stick. They got to 16 and they take us here to train the pick of Team Secret. And they're looking for that sweet 2-0. Daddy, is it possible? Is the reality going to be Team Secret are just going to trounce Bluejays and this series will be over and done with before it even got going?
It's definitely possible, Flakes, because the one thing we got to note here is who picked this map. Right there, below the minimap, you guys can see it is the map pick here, Team Secret. So that's why one of the main reasonings, I'm putting a lot of faith in this being a 2-0 victory because Team Secret, they played Overpass. They absolutely wrecked Bluejays in Overpass. But something tells me that, you know, the Bulgarian side will put up more of a fight here in this map, and especially considering the sides they're starting on here. You know, Team Secret here on the CD side, if you don't get that good start rolling early on and give the opportunities for the T side to start racking up momentum, at times could get very tricky to make that comeback in reality. But we'll just have to wait and see, as now Team Secret gonna be going for the defensive here towards the A-bomb side, and Bluejays, one of the players has in fact sneaked past through T-Con. That's Dreamer in already a prime position, and Tutson and Juan Flatro. Oh, that is some fine shooting as Team Secret is just, what, a span of a few seconds. That how long lasted the attack, and Bluejays just out of the server. They got DE destroyed.
Bish bash bosh, just tapping him down. I mean, if that's a preface of what's to come, then folks, close the stream. There's no point. It's over and done. I mean, if that's what we're about to see for the next potentially 20 or so rounds, then boy oh boy, Bluejays, you're about to be under some serious pressure.
I mean, that's just the opening statement, isn't it?
I mean, that was literally like a 30-second round. What a way to come into a game and just say, yeah, this is a... Those odds, they're definitely the wrong way around. There is not... there's no chance that the Bluejays have a 2.78 odds here, for sure. It makes way more sense.
Absolutely. I mean, Team Secret greatly kick things off. Underkaz not investing in any cart from some because he's trying to get that ability rolling as quickly as he can. And now he's going to have loads of money to invest into the big green. As for Bluejays, they can also pull off the investment. We can see the AK-47s. We can also see the utility. Now, I wonder if they're going to try to go for a quicker style play, or now that they have the utility, they're going to consider to slow things down. I would probably choose maybe the latter option, because I know that my opponents, Team Secret, will have the utility on their own part. So allow them to use the utility at first, and then we begin to start making some plays. Patrick firing off some of those bullets, but not going to find anything as of yet. Synopsy, maybe contemplating about a possibility of moving up the ladder, but maybe no. Played safe, played smart, and keep on just holding your ground.
To quote a popular scenario, they just need to hold the door. That's all this is right now. Pop Dog. That little doorway, they just got to hold on to it, and everything will be okay. Reloading a FAM's not the best time to do it, but Juan Flatro gets it done, but a double kill from Numb. Trade things back into favour for Bluejay. This back into the world of possible. And Arcares, though, he's got something to say about that. Snipes back in with the AWP. Continues to whistle down the Bluejay side, leading them here 2-on-2 now. He's going to withdraw just into back trains. Buy himself a bit of time for Percy to join in on the shenanigans here on site. Smart stuff. Immediately goes towards Ivy just to be able to clear off that rotator. Now knowing that Num becomes last man standing. What can they do? Ooh.
Good Num. Oh, spots out the other player right now on the train card as well. Where will he strike from? Right in front of you. Percy, very mobile with the MP9, jumping out with the train card, going in for the aim duel, wins it with the MP9, and also closes off the distance as best he could to make that engagement as much as doable as possibly it can be. Props for Num to try and attempt that clutch, but obviously going up against 2 is always a difficult task.
A much closer round, though, has to be said. That wasn't exactly a whitewash. It comes down to a one-on-one, so some hope here for the Blue Jays side, I think, in comparison to that last map. I wonder, Percy going for that shoulder peek towards B here, just looking for that info. He's seen a little bit of skin. Now he has to back off immediately, setting pathway down to be ablaze, calling for some support from Anarquez. Synopsy going to be a crucial point of contention now. He has to feed back if he hears anything at all coming towards Pop, so he can know if they rotate. But look at the balls on Percy. This man is going to need a forklift to come out of this map. Immediately walks and takes the contact towards Long. Incredibly ballsy and does not pay off. Anarquez trying to plug the gap now as they tries to hold this push towards site. Finds himself one, doesn't realise they're close, but one flash throw's got his back. For an aggregate towards site will do some hefty damage as well. As the retake gets into full force. I say full force. I mean, that looked pretty easy. Like,
yeah,
very smart and decisive stuff.
Initially, though, I mean, it doesn't look that bad for Blue Jays. They're close by the B bomb site. Looks like they're going to get the bomb down. I even like the fact that whilst Anarquez is looking at the gap, that there is one player from the Blue Jays side trying to come in with the flank through the oil tanker, but the problem is Team Secret were more than aware of such possibility taking place. And then, you know, because they're able to control the train carts, Team Secret slowly but surely begin to close into the site. They eliminate the players there. They get rid of anyone that might be in heaven. And that's it. That's how they're able to secure another round win here. This city side is looking pretty solid thus far. I mean, it goes to show the reasoning why they decided to pick this one, because you can see some very interesting setup from their part. You know, they keep on changing things up, and here again we might even see some aggression here at T-Con, and oh, Blocker is not going to win that aim duel. You can just see, you know, Synapsy ready and waiting to just pre-aim in that position, win the aim duel, and just get the hell out of here. That just shows just some of the few reasons why Team Secret has clearly decided to go for this map pick.
Yeah, you can see the confidence on them right now. It's just really looking good. Already with the first pick in the bag. Curious to see if Blue Jays will be able to make anything stick towards Ivy with this contact play they're going for. Tudson has been a beast so far. Smoke comes through, waiting for that flash. Gonna need the flash here. Thankfully, no, Num will be able to take him down, but that always gets a little dicey. Without a flash there, it's very sketch. They make it work. Patrick, Num, both coming together as they clash out on towards the site. Trays back and forth, and in the end, somehow this becomes a one-on-one. I thought Blue Jays were doing that quite well, but unfortunately, I think they took a little too much damage, and somehow that doesn't work out in their favor. I think they just stuck maybe a couple too many jewels and brought them down so too quickly.
Yes, because initially, you know, still trade frags, the potential is there. It looks very plausible that the commitment on the A-bomb side is going to be a huge success, but this is where Juan Flasher anticipates the player to be here. AK-47 out. Ka-ching. Few bullets to the noggin. That's it. That's all it takes. Team Secret right now, you know, looking, again, I'm going to continue giving them praise because they're very much worth it. They're doing some fine work here on the A side defensive, changing things up constantly, not being stale, and this is just, you know, the early days here. Synapsy, though, feeling confident he might win another aim duel. You can see he's just ready and waiting for that to be the case, and this is a problem, though. You know, he was so deep there, I was expecting for him to have some kind of backup at worst case scenario to at least get the player out of T-Con. But no, Synapsy had no backup. He goes in for the engagement, gets the 1 kill, fine, but then loses the other one. Gotta think, was that 4v4 trade worth it in the first place?
Hudson should have an idea of what's coming based on the gap in the smoke there, because he actually lets rip. Oh boy. Blocker will be able to get the double trade though. That is going to be hugely valuable. That's where they can hold on to it now. That's the next question here. The nade, it comes flying down and Hudson just grabs him. The claws are life. That's a disaster.
Oh, but, you know, you could call it a disaster, but kind of got close. 2v2. That's the thing about this situation. You know, even though they're winning these rounds, Secret, props to him, of course. But when you think about it, you know, these situations like 2-on-2s, 1v2s, they can still be won by the Blue Jays side. You know, they're getting there. They're getting close. Time's even planting the bomb. Let's see if they can make this one work. I like this change of pace. They allow a player like Numb to sneak past through. The problem is, he has no backup. The backup is very far behind. Now the smokes finally come in, but Team Secret is more than aware of this push when Fletcher runs out of bullets at the worst possible time. These frags are still looking good. Red Star picks up 1. This is turning out to be like a very good round for Blue Jays. This might be it here, ladies and gentlemen. Grenade. Will he get the job done? Oh, no. That was Blocker planted the bomb, and he was the one. But a lot of HP by his side. And Team Secret, it is a 2 versus 4 retake. These players are low in HP. On Arquez, I'm not going to switch with the USP because I don't think he's aware of the damage that has been dealt on these individuals. 20-ish seconds remaining. Arquez finds 1, spots at least the second guy to be there. Looks like they're still moving in for this one. Percy just gonna give a glance at what's going on here, and Pop Dog win the duel, but he is simply running out of time, and he knows it. Even though he has the kit, 10 seconds, just not good enough. Might as well save the AK-47 and run to the hills.
Here's hoping this is just the start for this T side. I don't want to repeat of that last map where they basically got 1 round every 5 or 6 rounds. You need to see them be able to link something together now, make something of this game. We're at a point where, again, they can really start to fight here and make this competitive, bring it back 6-3, 6-4, and really have a shot on their T side. Or the opposite will happen. We're going to just see a repeat and Secret just storm off into the future. Well, only time will tell. Let's see how this pans out. Percy, aware that someone is just quite literally right above him. Just biding his time. If we see the drop here, looks like the flash is being lined up for it. They're thinking about it. Instead opting for the nades towards outside. Flash towards Pop will come. He turns for it, but nothing coming his way. It's all heading towards B, and they get the first pick as well. That's huge, but the Deagle, Tudson pins down the site himself. Somehow this man is still standing. He's doing it all alone. How does this happen? It's 1 Deagle to try and hold on to this site, and he's managed to hold on, now holding close. Swaps to the Molotov, drops that as well, and Arquez gets a shot of his own. Oh my goodness, Blue Jays! How do you let that happen? It's a Deagle! He's absolutely annihilated you!
Oh, I just don't know what to say at this point. Blue Jays, that is the type of round you need to convert. I'm sorry, but that is something you gotta win. In this situation, they fail against the opponents that have gone for the force buy. I witnessed a couple of rifles in their arsenal, some pistols, and that's about it. And Blue Jays, you know, that was not a confident hit on the bomb side. If it would have been, you know, confident hit, that should have also been a split. You know, a couple players making their way from heaven. A couple players make their way through lower. That suddenly becomes a much more formidable push. But when you have the majority of the force just coming through lower and around like that, that is just some weird positioning there from their side. And, well, it costs them. Not only does it cost them the round, but it probably just shakes them up mentally as well. Like, you lose such a round, there's no one else to blame apart from yourselves, because who ended up getting the opening duels? It was Bluejays. But when it came down to hitting the B side, that's where they failed.
I just love the instant pause. I think that really tells you the situation here. Mentality is going to be a huge thing for this Bluejay side right now.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what's the scary thing as well is that momentum, Team Secret, 7 rounds. Bluejays, how many? Just the 1. So far, it's not a very good scoreline. Doesn't really bring a lot of confidence in the Bluejays side that they can get a few more rounds on the board, but that's the nature of the T side of Train. The Bluejays are able to get at least a couple more rounds in. We can still see a competitive game on our hands. It's just that so far, that really hasn't been demonstrated thus far. Tutson, though, drops dead. That's an opening frag Bluejays been looking for desperately towards Ivy. Now they're pushing on through the smoke. One flat throw finds one. Spins around for more. There we go, Bluejays. Now that's what I call a successful offense. Players coming in from different directions, overwhelming the Team Secret players. This is good. This is good.
This is what we want to see, though. I mean, it's ironic, actually, that the 2 rounds they've been most successful in are rounds where they get extremely aggressive, diving through swokes and just going kind of for that overwhelming force approach, because they have limited utility. Whereas the rounds where they have the full buy and they have all the utility, all the Molotovs and smokes and so on, and they play a little bit slower, they completely fall over. So I think that's going to be something interesting that we have to keep an eye on, is whether they will be able to continue this fast pace that they've been setting in these rounds, because that's what's working. That's what's just given them their 2nd round in this game.
All right, Bluejays. Let's keep that streak going. Your opponents, barely any money. Gonna go for a force buy, in fact. Thought they might consider the option of going for a double eco, but Team Secret gonna go for the 1 force buy here and the eco for the next round, which for Bluejays, this is very nice. The economy being reset, that is a good opportunity as any to string a few rounds together, maybe even make this to a 7-4 scoreline. That's what they're looking for. They'll remain a competitive force in this best of 3, in this 2nd map. Percy, again with his steal. That'd be scary approaching B-bombs. And if I was Bluejays, and that's the first scalp, that's the 2nd one. So much damage being dealt. Dreamer and Patrick able to set the record straight, but if one Flatcher can he stop it? No, but he can get the kill. That's good. Recovers the AK, but not quickly enough because Blocker and Patrick are already there. Synapsy, though, taking this very sweet time on the approach. If only he would have been just a little bit quicker, maybe he could have saved a life or 2. But now he has the AK-47, and, well, the interesting thing is that both players are nowhere near the site. Now, for Synapsy, that's an opportunity to get a kill. It's all up to Patrick. He's only at 10 points of health, and Synapsy looking for the frag. 1 second, that's it. No time. He has done it. He has secured the kills, but he cannot win the round, and Synapsy will have to back away and save. This is not a clean victory here for Bluejays. Every single player dropping dead. That should not have been the case.
The pistol's really proving that Team Secret could be so competitive with just such minimal spend. They spent around $2,000 a player, and they brought it down to ultimately what was a 1-on-2 that was actually very winnable. It's just a shame that Synapsy took a little bit longer. The other thing is, Patrick decided not to peek him, right? He decided that he's going to trust that he's not sticking the defuse, and that he's going to re-peek him again for that 2nd time. When you take that out of it, that's a very winnable situation, which Bluejays, they've got 3 rounds, but now we're starting to see the rifles enter play, and we will see the full buy in round 12. This is far from the start. We've only seen a couple of rounds. Bluejays need to keep it going and not get USP to the face.
What the?
Preferably.
How is Arcans able to find so much damage? That just makes no sense. How are these players with rifles struggling against the USPs? Finally, when Flatcher picks up 1. Oh, a 2nd one. The fact is, Blocker's also quite low in HP. He gets a 3rd.
Not like
now
this.
It's all up to Red Star. What is this madness? Oh, I thought if he's gonna pull that trigger, that would have been something else. But oh my, in a round like this, 1v4, one Flatcher able to find himself 3 kills and almost, lining up the crosshair on the 4th guy to get that headshot. Needed a millisecond to just press mouse 1. But even then, it's questionable whether that would have been a headshot or just tagged. Well, that's close. Undeniably, that is very close here for Blue Jays. Economy is not looking great because of it. I mean, they've gone for the purchase, but undeniably, Secret are looking a bit better in that department. Look at this, AWP, both of them in fact chiming in. Synapse goes down, though, on Flatro in a prime position to secure another kill here for Team Secret. Players from Blue Jays have been bogged down in their initial offense. That's a perfect flash. No kill, though. On Flatro, looking for the frag. Ooh, headshot. But that's not lethal with the M4, and slowly but surely, the round is coming to an abrupt end here for Blue Jays.
They're taking a lot of damage early on. That's one of the big things, is that you often find that even in these 3-on-1s, even in the 1-on-1 they're in now, you often see these players have 11, 12 HP. Very rough, very difficult, because you just don't have anything left to work with. You get shots anywhere on the body, and you hit the deck, and case in point there, I mean, he tries to make the jump to T-Con, a single bullet in the leg, and it puts him in the grave.
This is also quite satisfying for the Blue Jays roster, is that now they're facing some troubles on the horizon. Is because they have to go for the first play here. They have no money to work with. Imagine if those eco rounds, in those rounds, they would have actually made it clean as possible, keeping a few players alive. Oh, this is just annihilation. Oh, the icing on top. Look at the pushes coming through from both sides, and it's not that bad for Blue Jays still.
It's pretty bad. Look at the bomb.
You're right.
They've kind of committed completely to A, and then they've just given up the bomb. And you're not going to win the round that way. you need to go. I think, unfortunately, the byproduct is that the rest of their team fell early on. I don't think they were also... Well, the bomb was probably... Actually, it looks like it was dropped by a B player, if I recall, who was going towards site. So, if you're going to get aggressive on A, you got to bring the bomb with you, boys. Because those 2 players were hung out to dry there. There's nothing they could have done.
Yeah, you're right. I actually didn't even notice that the bomb wasn't in their position. I thought...
That would have been really workable. Like, they're actually a really good position when you look at where Team Secret was, if they had the bomb. But it's the classic, oh, I've got the bomb, yeeting it off my back into spawn, don't worry about it. And you gotta be careful of that. You gotta keep it with you so you can grab it and make those plays if required.
Oh, and this is even a bigger issue for Blue Jays. Remember, the previous round, it wasn't really an eco, it was in fact forced by purchase. Here, they just don't have anything to work with, making them easy pickings. Team Secret now. I really don't want to see them going on an all-out aggressive style like in the previous round. I can't say I was a big fan of the aggression we saw in the previous one. Sure, it worked out initially, but yes, Patrick will eventually get the kill when Flatro sprays wildly with the M4. Does go down eventually, and Honor has so many targets to find. He eliminates one of these players, but Red Star's got chance here, but the problem is he runs out of bullets. The magazine is empty, so here's the wish tank. Out here for Blue Jays this time. 10 rounds for Team Secret.
I love the drop into Pop Dog when you have the Deagle, because you basically drop in and then you just pray to the RNG gods that the Deagle is on your side.
Oh, that's true. That's a very good point, because the thing about the Deagle is it does dish out a lot of damage. If you're very close by your opponent, you just will go for the spam. So, yeah, that's actually a very good shout.
The downside is that if you shoot too quickly, or sometimes it just feels like you get CSGO, the Deagle decides to hit in the weirdest cone in front of you. It's so far from your crosshair. So, yeah, it could be pretty wild dropping into Pop Dog sometimes with the Deagle. Nice to see it work out in that scenario. I think it took 5 or 6 shots in the end, but it did connect. That said, we're going to see this time the full drop with the rifle. Synopsy completely blind his blocker, gets in and gets the frag.
But Percy, though, he's in a very good position right now. I'm quite surprised. Oh, okay, he is going to look down at what's going on in Pop Dog. There's one more player there. That's the bomb carrier of all people. Imagine if Percy jumps down and goes to the track. That would be massive. Oh, Undercast, that looked so close. I have no idea how the bullet just whizzes past the player, but it does, and Blue Jays have got a really good chance at securing 5. Because Percy, I mean, look at him. Making his way through connector, just 24 points of health. He should be goner at this point. Look, Dreamer, he's got his crosser just set on connector, waiting for anyone to cross. 1 bullet, that's all it's going to take, or maybe a few. That will be the victory here for Blue Jays. 5 rounds being picked up here, Flakes. That's really not that bad. It could have been worse, I'd say.
It could have been a whole lot worse, for sure. It's just going to be a question of now, are they able to hold it together in the second half? Obviously, we're seeing Secret. They had the... I think it'll be interesting, suffice to say, the second half. The pistol round going to play a big piece of this as well. Secret on their CT side did a really good job of securing key rounds, I think. So it's just going to be a question of can Blue Jays actually convert similar, because there are certain things you need to do, CT side train, to not get run over by a T side. And if those gaps exist, e.g. leaving T-Con completely open and getting abused through T-Con every round, or getting abused through Ivy, there are a couple of very kind of those basic fundamentals that if Blue Jays just are not able to execute that on their CT side, then this won't even be a contention. Team Secret will just run to 16 and job done. So there'll be a testing second half. Let's see how the pistol round goes. 5 Kevlar for Blue Jays. Who needs the kit? Purely going to focus on the Angels, and not the greatest of starts. Tudson, 1 shot to the back of the head is all it took. Red annihilated, but hey, Numb did find the trade at least. Bomb drop center site. That makes things a bit more complex, as Numb is just denying any sense of a plan. But if Anarchez can get a move on here, this could be quite disastrous. He's coming in on flank from behind. No one knows he's there. Oh, that is huge. They have the lack of awareness that Ivy was open completely catches them off, and now they're torn. Where do we look? Are we getting pushed from Ivy? We've been pushed from Hell. They have no idea Synopsy's coming in from behind. Oh, it's so unfortunate.
Synopsy's gonna get him. That is some just superb positioning here, but Team Secret, you have to admit, they're playing this one very well. After the bomb was initially dropped on the side, it goes in their favor, in fact, because Blue Jays, that's when they make the full-on rotation on the A-bomb side, neglecting things like Ivy, places like the B-bomb side, and it allows them to actually make this one a reality, getting the bomb down. Numb, on the other hand, in order to win this one, requires an ace clutch. He needs to get them both as quickly as he can, dishing out the damage on Synapse. Quite nice, but he needs to move on up here, and whoa, Synapse, you might want to be a bit more careful in that position. He goes down eventually, and Numb not really going to go in for the stick, because at this point, like, Percy can still very easily gun him down.
Oh, he's sticking it.
Oh no, he's sticking
Percy.
it. Percy? Percy is going to do it. He does. That was incredible. Balls on Percy as well. I can't believe that he actually, you know, he's expecting that maybe it's possible for him to stick it, and then Percy, how much time did he add? He just had 0. He's added 0.
Less than a second, literally, yeah. Cutting it extremely close.
Wow. Well, that would have been the lifeline that Blue Jays needed here, I'd say, to kick off that second half. No piss around victory. It doesn't mean the end of the world nowadays, CS, but it's definitely not the start you're looking for.
Like we're gonna see a quick reset here.
That seems to be quite likely at this point. Looks like we're gonna have a bit of reset here. Sure what the issue might be, but don't worry. We got our safety nets, and we're gonna continue on with this matchup. And you know, it's very important to be having, you know, those safety nets whenever you're trying out something. Like, for example, for the first time, maybe you'd actually be interested in trying out some betting at loot.bet. So why not use code LEAGUE and get up to 100 euros on your first deposit? That sounds like a great deal. Even better, get 100 free spins after wagering the bonus. you're going to be able to get some of those spins and do some betting. So, of course, be sure to head on over to Loot.bet, check out our sponsors, because thanks to them, we're able to make this sixth season of Loot.bet possible.
Heck, you can even do one better. You can not only place a bet, but when you lose the bet, if you lose it, unfortunately, then you get your money back through the 10% cashback, and that cashback will be matched with a donation to the COVID-19 relief fund, so that you're helping support the global situation currently, which obviously is something that's affecting everybody. It's very close to everyone's hearts, and it's a big part of this event too. We're obviously all supporting the stay-home movement, trying to provide you with some quality Counterstrike during this time. So that's a great way as well to get involved, I think, do you a little bit. And heck, who wants to... You get to bet on a Counterstrike and give money to charity. That sounds like a win-win.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if you're also capable of winning your bet and 100% sure that when you get to donate the charity, it's also a pretty big win.
I also like to donate to charity. That's good. We are, folks, just waiting on a minor technical issue with one of the players' computers to be resolved, and then we can get ourselves back underway in this match. Good opportunity. We're not actually sure if this is a Team Secret issue or a Bluejays issue, but this is a great time for Bluejays to be chatting and just trying to get everything together.
Yeah, for sure, because you can use this situation as a timeout, basically. Whilst the issues are being fixed, you might as well, have a brief discussion of what you want to do in the next upcoming rounds. And in the case of Bluejays, that is incredibly important discussion to have, because this second half, it's coming to a close. So you got to make this one work. You got to make these next couple of rounds work for you. Have a game plan, even if you fail in this upcoming round, which, if I'm being honest, does seem quite likely. Just comparing the two investments, pound for pound, it's not good for Bluejays. It's scouts, it's pistols, Team Secret. We're talking rifles and some SMGs sprinkled in. Blocker, though, I like the fact that he's got a Molotov and he's going to check in that bad boy once the players come in, or even so, up the heavens. Flasher moving in, does not win his aim pool. 5-7 comes out on top, and Team Secret, ooh, I'm getting a little bit of Bluejays flashbacks. Like, what is this? I thought if they're going to commit, they might as well do it together, but now you got one Flatcher moving in, he dies, he has no backup. That feels like a betrayal, if you ask me.
It does, but the smart thing about why that happened is because he made the decision on the CT side to throw the molly towards heaven instead, which typically that molly always goes towards that ramp. So they weren't expecting that. They got completely caught off guard. So when those players are blocked off, when Flatro's sprinting out through ramp, he's kind of thinking, boys, where are you? What's happened? Not expecting that molly. So unfortunately, he's completely hung out to dry. And it forces Team Secret to have to reset here and look towards options elsewhere.
Hold the setup. Good work out. Well, Red Star spamming away, dealing damage. Flames as well. Damage being dealt is actually quite good here for Bluejays. Not too shabby. Let's see if they can keep it up right now, as the rifles are still capable of finding frags. There should be a bomb plant imminent at this point, but we still see the Bluejays side, dishing out damage. Bomb plant is going down. There we go. It's down and out. Tutson keeping a close eye towards connector. He's expecting the player to peek out at any moment. He's not in a very favorable position. That's why he ends up dying. But this is where Percy and Synapsy can make it all work out. 2 AK-47s against the MAC-10. That's a fight they're going to win every single day of the week. And in this case, Team Secret win the fight and they put themselves to 12. Bluejays, the force buy is not a success, putting them in a big economical strain. They need to get back their money, and in Counterstrike terms, you got to save it up.
I love the molly there as well between A1 and A2, because it meant that as they were pushing back, trying to get into a better position, they were running through the fire and the flames, taking so much extra damage. But just really smart utility usage there from Secret to get themselves back into that round. That was looking not ideal. Obviously losing that first player towards B, a failed B take, but works out wonderfully. Just I'd say a big chunk of the success of that round is down to just the good smokes and the smart Molotov. Now, of course, just pistols. They're getting dispatched off with relative ease. Only losing one so far. 4 on 2. Make it a 4 on 1. Quick and easy. Secret up to 30.
13 it is. Bluejays, I can't stress it enough. This is an incredibly important gun round. because the implication is very simple. You win the gun round, you can still very much maintain your position in the game as a team that can pull off a comeback here, because we're talking about the city side of Train. You can make that work, absolutely. The problem I see, though, if Bluejays end up losing this round, they're stuck onto that city side dilemma of they have to go for the eco afterwards and make the purchase. If they fail, it's another eco. Bluejays simply don't have the rounds to do so, so we have to wait and see if they can pull it off. So far, so bad. Numb goes down. Dreamer at least able to reply. There's a couple good kills working out for Bluejays. Not as bad as it might seem, and there is the bomb plant. Red Star, he's not going for the spray because he cannot hear the bomb going down, and now that leaves only 2 players of Team Secret alive. They're nowhere near the bomb site, but they're getting ever so close. Percy, good kill on 1, leads it all to the 2-on-2, but the big issue right now for Team Secret is trying to recover the bomb. Who will do it? Under Kez or Percy?
Even bigger than that, actually, is probably the position of Patrick. I don't think anyone's going to expect Patrick to be up there. So even if they win this 1v1, they find Dreamer, Patrick could really catch them by surprise. And that's an angle that you can't actually, or you wouldn't usually, under very specific circumstances, you wouldn't piece that together. So this is going to be a tough situation. And losing Percy makes that go from even bad to worse. And you can see, no idea that Patrick was up there. It's just not an angle that you check.
No, not really. You know, the thing about the tower position is that it's also kind of used like the flower pots in Inferno, like more of an off angle. You rarely see a player like consistently playing on that spot, like every single round. It's used when it comes down to the right opportunity. In this case, this was a good opportunity. The bomb is dropped close by the site. You're able to have vision if anyone tries to pick it up. And the great thing about it as well is that you have some ground clearance. The player's not able to spot you up from below. And the thing is, that could give you an opportunity to find an easy kill on a next unsuspecting opponent. So, very good job there by the Bluejays side. 6 for them. Still 10. Yeah, that's the thing. 10 rounds to go if they want to achieve victory, which right now does seem like a very long journey, but we'll have to wait and see. Bluejays, they've been on a similar path before, and they've succeeded. And on a map like Train, if anyone can make a comeback, it probably is a team like Bluejays.
It is, but they're in such an important part of that journey now because their economy will be absolutely gutted, and we're likely to see 15 if they drop this round. So this becomes really one of those crucial rounds that's best of 3, and not off to the greatest of starts. 2 HP, the deciding factor here as Synopsy gets the frag on Red Star and walks away still standing. Dreamer will be flashed off as the push towards Ivy takes place. Patrick next in line to hit the deck as things go from bad to worse. 1 by 1 they fall. Bluejays not like this. Not a single frag. They just could not complete a single kill. That leads them here. 3k a player, a decision. Force up, have the opportunity to fight for 14-7, 14-8 even, and really try and make this game happen on the basis that you're very confident you can do something in this force up, or take the safer option and save, go into round 22 with everything you've got, full utility, the lot, and know that that's the best tools you've got for the job. At that point, it's all on your shoulders. They've made the decision to go for the force up here, knowing that saving for OT is just too risky for them. It's not started out the greatest of ways. A quick 1-for-1 trade. Blocker will get aggressive, so maybe a chance here as he dives through the smoke, but they're looking for it. They're aware. They've heard him. And he gets nothing done. Absolute disaster. From there, well, Tudson has the flank on the connector. I imagine that's going to make things pretty tough. It looks like they're fanning out, maybe coming Ivy and wrapping. I'm not sure what the thinking is. They didn't actually think they were rotating to A, did they? Oh boy. I think they thought they were rotating back to the A side. I don't think they were committed to B. The minute you saw the bomb go down, it was all of a moment of shock. I don't think they quite expected it. This is just... It's not the way. 15-6. I think Bluejays are down and out for the count here.
Yeah, that's definitely not the way. I'm a bit confused though what happened in that round, but at the same time...
I think that they went back to the A site thinking that we've seen a few duels and that they're going to try and double fake them, but it looks like they overthought it, honestly.
Yeah, that's probably the best reasoning. for the choice of Blue Jays. Why on earth they decided to eventually go back towards the A-bombs that, even having 3 players, and at one point even having, if not 2 individuals at connector, they could have easily made the rotation possible. Well, we do see an early engagement here going on to the A-bomb side. Dreamer, in fact, also going down. Numb hitting the deck. This is not good here for Blue Jays. One flat throw, picking up one more, a few more, and that's the end of that, ladies and gentlemen. Train goes to Team Secret as they're able to come out victorious here with even a more dominating performance than from the first map, as it is now 16-6.
What a result. Nothing to complain about there for Team Secret. Very decisive stuff from them today. A quick 2-0.
Going through the smoke, Woxic. Gonna go down, Woxic with the AW.
Position, Earthshaker's moving in as well.